Hey everyone, Project Reptile here. I just wanted to make this video after basically two full, yeah, I would say about 2 full days of using the first day of experimenting with my first character and seeing what I could do to get my power level up there a good ways. And like after starting off with like one pinnacle to kind of like push my character from 110, well, 10, 10 and everything, and then going using your powerfuls, and then the umbrella engrams that you get, and then here you see that popped up on the screen. Realized, and after doing some upgrading, realized I could take like full advantage of these and everything after a full day of playing my first character, experimenting around, like doing everything that I possibly could to get all my powerful rewards, my pinnacle rewards. Of course, like your prime engrams when you get them. And I realized with these umbrella engrams, you can literally take full advantage of them and basically abuse them in the game to get your power up there. And I went and tested that out on my second character, and I heard a rumor that like on the contact event that's out, if you complete it on the heroic version, you get a plus 10 on that kind of engram. And I'll go more into that, and because I found out it was actually true. So within the second day, I went and tested everything I learned out, and I got my second character up to a 1042 base power, and with my artifact at right now, it's a 1050 power. Everything. So I'm going to explain as the best as I can on how to take full advantage of how everything's set up right now. I'm not sure if Bungie intended for it to be this way, but it's pretty good in my opinion. Okay, so here we are at the recaster rank. When you go into your gift of light and dark, this is where you're going to see everything. Enchantment 1, I'd recommend unlocking this first, because then you get your basic Emperor focusing capabilities for the Prismatic Reef caster. That gets unlocked. Okay, then you got Emerald Discovery 1. Once a day, you can earn a bonus engram by completing a playlist strike, Nightfall, the Ordeal, Crucible, Gambit, Match, Dungeon Raid, or the Menagerie activity. I like the fact that like basically all major activities are included. And then you got the Specialist, which you slightly increase the chances of finding an Emerald engram by completing a contact event, and then successfully awards from a successful heroic contact public event completions gain a 5% chance to transform into a random focus engram, which is really good as well. And then you got defeating elites or champions combines with finishers has a 5% chance, focus lens, plant materials, and then increases the quality of a few weekly focuses for basic umbrella focusing to 4, which is handy as well. And then the Krypton Umbra Engrams injects a small amount of twisted energy directly into the prismatic recaster. The first 3 Umbra Engrams decrypted each rig award a gear at a higher power. This was just the Umbra Mastery. You want this one because this is what we're going to use to take full advantage. Everything. So with the enhancement caster, you're going to want that. Then you're going to want the Discovery one, right? And then you're going to want the mastery one. These are the 3 I recommend getting unlocked. And then the heroic public event one, it's kind of up to you if you want that, but I would recommend the specialist one if you got 4 that you can do. What's the specialist one? It's fine. By successfully completing. Yeah, so it's like specialist one, or the second one, or the fourth one to say. That's what you're going to want. Okay, then as you know, like we got our pinnacles. We got the new pit we could do for pinnacle gear, right? Then of course, like we got the moon. We got the pinnacle pit, well, dungeon, I should say, not pit, right? In order to get the pinnacle though, you gotta do master, and that's 1080, so that's a little hard to do, especially when we're not close to that. I'm pretty sure when you're probably maybe 1060, it'd be a little easier. Then of course you got your regular powerfuls. You got your Erisborn powerful, you got the Lantern enchantment powerful, and then you also got the story mission powerful as well. Then of course you got Vanguard, the Ordeal, regular powerful, Pinnacle powerful, which you can't do because it's 1080. Then you got the Strikes, which is a Pinnacle, easy to do, easy Pinnacle. But yeah, like Masters 1080, of course Grandmasters 1100 and everything. So like once we get to like 1060 base power, then and then however high you can get your artifact going. And then you got July 21st. Then of course we got Gambit, which is a Pinnacle. Reckoner has nothing. Okay, and then of course you got Crucible. You could go in there for a Pinnacle as well, but I really don't recommend doing Crucible quite just yet for a Pinnacle. And then you got the Ray for all Pinnacles on that one, and then if you do the challenge, double Pinnacle. Then we got Flashpoint, Spider, powerful. Okay, what else we got? There's the interference mission, like the class, like that's a Pinnacle, so I recommend doing that towards the end on your first character, like and then on your second character, all of that definitely towards the end on your second character. Alright, and then we have the new contact event, which says a powerful tier 2, but like I said, if you can get successful completion on the heroic version, you get a plus 10 power. Now for that one, I recommend you doing that when your base power is 1030, because then that way where it gives you when you decrypt it would be a 1040, and I highly recommend doing that when you're at least a 1040, because then that way when you decrypt it you get a 1050, and that will just help you out so much more on a lot of things. Let's see here. And for abusing the those engrams, unfortunately, like completing a successful heroic event is the way to like mainly abuse it. Um, but I'll get to that a little later. But another way you could go and get your power up, and these I recommend doing this one only when you're kind of struggling on like armor. Like, see, like my lowest power weapon is 1040. I'm struggling getting a power weapon, so I'll claim that if I haven't gotten a power weapon yet. Then of course, you know, we got Saval in the Vanguard, we got Sax in the Crucible. Those are, and then Banshee. Those are powerfuls. And then we got Hawkthorn, CSA powerful, and then of course if you're playing with your clan, you get our powerful rewards, and then you got Drifter. Now if possible with Hawkthorn for her clan rewards, if you can do it, don't claim them on your first character. You want to claim them on your second character. That's the best way to do it. Then that way that's more powerfuls that you can get as well. Now this is another thing, the essences. This is a huge, completely 50-50 deal. It's completely RNG. I'll touch up on them. What happens is that if you're struggling on something else, you can basically use those to go and get one other thing that you need, like a weapon or armor, that it can drop at your base power, or it could drop 1 or 2 under. That's kind of how it is. It's just complete RNG. Now for survival on Crucible, survival is a great way to get powerfuls because you gain a ton of points really fast, and each full rank is a powerful, and you could get it up there real quick. You could grind normal Crucible as well to get that up there, but it takes longer. Survival is the fastest way. I highly recommend doing that on your third character or your last character. If you only have two characters, then do it on your second character. But kind of save it, because I still need to explain on how to really take advantage on these things without having to do your powerfuls. So let me go and explain that as well. Okay, so as I was saying, for those unwanted engrams to really take advantage of them, like after like I was explaining, unfortunately you will have to do a completion of the heroic event, because or what you could do if you get an unwanted engram while you're doing the contact event, and instead of going all the way and making it heroic, or what you could do is like when you get to the boss, like, and then get as many as you can, and then like leave. That way you don't get completion, so you don't get that plus 10 one. So that's something you could do. But what I was doing, like after I got as high as I could on my first character, on my second character, after transferring my weapons over, what I did was I literally abused those Umbral engrams, because when you get the ones I was telling you to get, like that first one, the second one, and then the very last one was just the mastery one, where they kind of drop out a bit of higher power, and then of course if you could get a fourth one, upgrade, get the one to where you gain increased slightly increased drops from doing the contact event while you're doing it from. So you literally want to abuse those, but also there's like a side deal I need to mention, is that in order to abuse these, especially if you want to go for armor, you're going to need to claim like your armor set from the package. Unfortunately, because in order to unlock the armor for the for those engrams, you're going to need the armor set to have that unlocked, unfortunately. So claim your armor set on your first character, and then your second character. Then that way, if you're struggling with a armor, and do those bounties, because those you're going to definitely need to do those bounties so you can upgrade that. I would recommend trying to do that on all three characters before really going into this. But as I was saying though, I keep getting sidetracked on what I'm trying to explain, is that by doing this, you're saving all of your powerfuls. That's what you're doing. You're saving your powerfuls and your pinnacles, because you're just taking advantage of the Umbral engrams, because they drop at your base power, basically. So wherever your base power is, like, since you're on your second character, your weapons are higher than your armor, of course. So if you're focusing on it for armor, it's going to drop higher armor. Like, now the armor is random when you're doing it, but it would be higher levels. Then of course, if you're struggling on weapons, after you're getting your armor up there, you could focus on weapons and everything. And then I'll also need to show you a quick little deal on what I was talking about with the lantern at the moon for weapons or armor, like how it's complete RNG. Like, I'll go and show that to you as well. Okay, so as I was explaining with the lantern, here it is, like a 1039, base power is a 1041. I've already completed this heavy, and luckily for me it dropped at 1040. And as I'm going to show you here and everything, okay, as you see, my base power is a 1041, and then as I said, it dropped at 1040, so that means it can drop 1 or 2 under your base power. Like, it's completely 50-50.